welcome fellow folders to a brand new video. Now this is an exciting one for me because I can finally get to start the origami bonsai tree with the cranes all over it. So I was away in London for the past 7 days and I'm finally back, so I can finally get this started. I got the paper all glued and attached yesterday. I'll show you that later on in the video, but the first phase of this process is just going to be showing you everything that I'm going to use and the project. So I may or may not use everything here, but I did get quite a selection of things to try and make it look as beautiful as possible to the way I would like to have it. So first of all, I have shown the bonsai pot before, the ceramic shiny blue. I thought this was just so stunning, with the perfect shape as well and the right amount of depth, because I would like to try and have like the tree coming out from this side and then all the left hand part or the right hand part nice and decorative. So we have the pot, get one more side. Now the reason I went with the blue is because the tree is going to be white, or not white but a light greyish, and of course the dark grey through it. So I thought that would be a really nice contrast with the shiny blue and the matte white. Now next is the stones. I was deciding quite a bit on what to use to pack it, if I should use like some sort of fake soil or fake dirt, or I don't know, there was loads of options, and I finally settled on these stones right here. And again, when I first saw these, I was hard to decide what colour because it came in many different types of colours. The one I had liked previously was a sand beach type colour, but I thought again this would be really nice, having the grey to slightly match the colour of the tree. So I wasn't sure how much to actually get. I wasn't sure how much would be needed to fill this right to the top, or near enough, or have a nice round or flat or curved. So I got, I think it was about 5 kilos. That should hopefully be enough to fill the full thing. I'm guessing it should. I don't see why it wouldn't, because it's 610 grams in each one. That should provide a nice flat level that I can build up on. Now next we have the cranes. I made these a while back, were the most troublesome, time consuming cranes I have ever made, and they are from the leftover sheet of the custom Origami sheet from Paper Circle. Now there is 307 cranes in total. I don't know if I will actually use every single one, and the cool thing was with the squares that I could manage to cut from the leftover were different shades of blue. So we have light blue, a mix of darker light blues, and then darker blues, and then much darker. So I thought of, as I have everything, all the foliage on top, I could start off with light blue here, and then as it progresses over to the right it will be darker, so light to dark to darker. So I think that would be a cool little touch rather than having them all mixed up. But I will decide that when I come to that part of the process, which hopefully will be soon. So right next we have the foliage, which is of course to produce the leaves on the tree. This is clump foliage, light green. As I was researching what to use for this came up quite a lot, and for the colours they come in light green to dark green, shades in between, but the light greens look to be the best. So I have 4 packets of 4 packets of those. I have some other mini olive green bushes, which I could maybe add some here or there for extra contrast. When buying those, I also bought a mini pack, like a mini selection, a mini diorama selection of things to use. Now, I bought this before I bought the stones because I wasn't too sure. I thought of using like an artificial grass and then just sprinkling this over some parts here and there to make it look like grass, like a field outside. So you just have a different assortment of colours, like burnt grass, fine turf, medium green clump foliage. So that's the green, that's the medium green. So you can see the difference in the colour, and then the light green. So I think the light green will stand out much more with all the colours of the cranes on top. Next we have, of course, the most important part, which is the polyfibre. Now this right here it's like cotton wool, but it's extremely fine. You can peel some off, stretch it out to make like a circle shape, and then the plan is I will spray it with spray glue and then sprinkle some of this over it, create nice little mounds of foliage, different shapes and sizes with this, make a lot of those, and then when it comes to it, once I have the tree shaped in a bonsai shape, I will just start sticking them all over the tree, and then to try and make it look like a bonsai tree. So I will make loads of those. Hopefully I have enough foliage for that, but I think I do. Next we have just some decorative items. So once I have all the stones in place, there is little things like this where I can maybe hide under the stones, maybe show some like green coming through. We have some driftwood, which I bought online, some decorative stones as well, stones, all different types. Probably give these a wash, let them dry to get all the dirt off them. Yeah, so that is, I think I have one more. No, maybe it's upstairs. I'm sure I've got 4 packets of stones. Yeah, that's in there. But anyway, decorative stones, and yep. So next, oh yeah, I still need to buy wire, because once I have the base of this collapsed, I need to decide how much wire to put in the tree to hold it all upright, because it's going to be quite a bit of weight pushing this down over time. But what I will do is, when you see a bonsai tree, they have pieces of material strapped between branches, so that way it holds it together, and when it grows it will stay in that shape to acquire whatever curve the person is creating. So I'll have invisible wire as well, providing extra support to hold up the weight of everything that will be put on top of it. But I still need to decide what gauge of thickness of wire to buy. I don't have any usable at the moment, so that will be decided when I have the base. Then I can measure out each flap and then sort of make a wire skeleton, and then somehow it will be inserted into the tree, and then the fun can begin with the shaping. Now, for shaping wise, I'm going to do it just like a tree, but the main stump will be the same thickness all the way down, and then it will be thinner as it goes along. So that's the only difference that will be with this. And I thought about what I did for the cobra. Once I have the wire, I will maybe paint it with glue, then either stick on cotton wool or stick on cotton wool. I'm going to try this. I'm going to soak cotton wool in MC, let it dry, and then see how it turns out. If it turns out to be somewhat hard, which I'm hoping it should be, then I can apply the wire with glue, attach the hardened cotton wool, and then when I put the paper over the wire, I can somewhat glue it here and there, and then scruff it all around, crunch it all around, squish it all to give the look of an actual tree. So that is the plan. I still need to test that. So yeah, that is basically everything that I will be using for the bonsai tree. I'm looking forward to seeing how all this turns out. I hope it turns out. It will turn out. I'm very confident in doing all this. And yeah, that is it everyone. Thank you all for watching. Phase 2 will be the collapsing and pre-creasing. And I almost forgot, just as I put everything past, I realised I didn't show the paper. Now, here we have the full sheet of paper. I think it's, I've not measured it, maybe 110 centimetres. I can double check that, but like most times when I make full sheets, I have 4 squares and then I make each one slightly different from the other. So there is nothing like the same about both from the looks, but the colours and ratios are the exact same. They're just being applied differently to acquire different effects. So when the whole model comes together, not one part or side will look the same. And that's the white side. So that is basically it. You will see this all come together in the next part. A really cool time lapse, hopefully. That is the plan. But yeah, that is it.